Hi guys, welcome to another one of my videos. I'm doing a video today about the Mega EverDrive Core that I just received from Stone Age Gamer, and I'm going to do a thorough review. I'm going to make it more detailed for you so you'll have a better understanding about it, and it'll help you decide if you want to get one day. Because I've been looking around on YouTube and there's not a lot of reviews of this one here, the Mega EverDrive Core. This is the one that I'm going to do the review about today. But there's not a lot of reviews on this, and the ones that are the reviews that there is of the Mega EverDrive Core, there's like barely 5 minutes, and I just can't help but feel that the audience isn't getting enough information to really get a good understanding of what's going on. I love channels like Mad Little Pixel and the Wicked Game Collector, the guy that always gets a package from China. The guy who always sings about the wiggly D-pad. I love that channel. I love his reviews. I just feel that sometimes he doesn't go into enough detail about the products he's reviewing, that's all. I just feel like, 5 minutes is not quite enough. I want to know more. I want to see things in action, So this is going to be a practical review. If you want, I'll try and show you the instructions on what to do and all the features of the EverDrive Core, but it's mainly, it's a practical review instead of a theory one. If you want theory, well, you just go look up the instructions on the Krikzz site, but I'll do my best. Now, with that introduction out of the way, I'm going to start with this. Next bit and address the elephant in the room by saying Sega. That's how I pronounce it. I don't care if it's right, I don't care if it's wrong. I'm Australian, Aussies do not pronounce it Sega. I'm saying this because I always get some jackass who pulls me up on it because they hear me pronounce it differently to how they're used to hearing it. Doesn't matter what the video's about, it could be about something totally different, but because I pronounced it wrong, I get some jackass that says, you're not pronouncing it properly. Oh, I can't sleep at night because you're not pronouncing it properly. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's not Sega, it's Sega. You know what? I don't give a shit. That's how we Aussies pronounce it. We don't pronounce it that way. That's all it is. It's different pronunciation. So, if you're going to get triggered and lose sleep over it, there's the door. I suggest you exit stage left right now. Now, on to the next bit. Now, here is all the EverDrives that I have in my collection. From the worst to the best. Okay, now we'll start with these two at the back. These are Master System EverDrives, cheap ones that you can find on AliExpress. They run on the old flash technology. You just put your SD card in and you flash a game to the PCB, and that's it. It'll stay there until you wipe it and put a new one in. This one is virtually the same, only it has a micro SD slot instead of a full SD slot of this one. Then we move over to the Mega Drive ones. We have a cheap AliExpress one. Takes a micro SD card from AliExpress. Yeah, it's the same, works the same. Just flash the ROM to the EverDrive, and you wait a few minutes, and then the game stays until you wipe it off and put another one on. Now we get to the official Krikzz ones. These last three are official ones. Then we got this one. This is the Mega EverDrive V1. I bought this one for my father. I found it second hand off eBay, probably Okay, I don't know what happened then, but it's fixed. What was I saying? Yeah, this one, I bought it for my father probably about 10 years ago, close to 10 years ago. I found it second hand, but he only used it once or twice. He wasn't really that interested in the end. It's a Mega EverDrive V1. It was before Krikzz branded them with the X3, X5, X7. It was just known as the Mega EverDrive V1. So it's almost the same as the V2. But this one here is the V2. But it's not quite as good. It has a inferior setup, inferior OS. And with this one, it has the in-game menu. You can save state and all that stuff, but it doesn't let you bring up the in-game menu on one chip clone, you know, like FPGA, analog Mega SG clone Mega drives. So if I play this on the analog Mega SG, I can't bring up the in-game menu. I can't use save states on this one. On the original Mega Drive down here that I got over there, it works fine. You can save state and everything, but for whatever reason, it doesn't work on the analog Mega SG with the in-game menu. That's the only thing that doesn't work on it. Then we got the V2. I bought this one in 2015. This has primarily been the one that I've been using every day until I got the Core. I bought this in 2015. I think it was August 2015. Well, that's when it arrived. I think I ordered it in June or July of 2015, but it came in August. Yeah. This one's been my baby for a good 10 years now. This one's basically the same as the V1, but it has a superior in-game menu, faster loading, and the in-game menu works on the analog Mega SG. So it works on one chip clone Mega Drive Genesis consoles. I like the Mega EverDrive X7 because it has a mapper that lets you can play large games up to 15 megabytes, I think it is. So, you know, you can play really large games. I can play Earthian and Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy on this one. And then we get to the Core, which I'm going to, you know, boot it up and I'll show you everything on it. I just want to, like, quickly just give you a rundown. This is the Mega Drive Core, EverDrive Core. As you can see, it's been fully licensed by Krikzz. I got it from Stone Age Gamer, the same place where I got the other one here, the Mega EverDrive X7. This one has you can't play large ROMs on this. It only goes up to, I think the in-game mapper only supports about 7 megabytes. I think. Yeah, not quite enough for my liking. But it can do things that, you know, the other two here can't do. It has more features, it has more options. So that's that. Okay, now we'll get on the actual tutorial of this thing. I'll start with this. Like, if you're thinking of buying the Mega EverDrive Core, you have to keep in mind that, what do I say? I got it from Stone Age Gamer. I ordered mine from Stone Age Gamer because you get the option to get the SD card with it. As you can see here, my little micro SD card. I chose to get a, I don't know if you can read that, 32 gigabyte, yeah. You have to pay a little bit extra for it, but you know, I wanted to get the SD card rather than get the SD card on my own. Because if you order these EverDrives from the actual Krikzz store, you don't have the option to get the SD card. You have to buy the SD card on your own. So that's the only reason I got it from Stone Age Gamer, because I couldn't be bothered to go out and get one on my own. But you pay extra for that. And when you get the micro SD card, just be aware you probably won't get the cover, you know, the large bit that looks like this, that goes, you know, it goes inside like that. You probably won't get that with it, so you'll have to have that. You'll have to get that on your own, because I only got the micro SD card with mine, but I'm pretty sure I remember 10 years ago with this one, the X7, that I got the adapter with it as well. So you're getting a bit cheap here. But anyway, when you get your Mega EverDrive Core, and it's probably the same with the Pro, you're going to get the naked SD card here. So the first thing you're going to have to do is put the micro SD card into the adapter, put it in your PC, and go and download the firmware for the Mega EverDrive Core. You can find it on the Krikzz site, you can find it on Stone Age Gamer. That's what you need. That's the only thing you need to put on the card. Make sure it's empty, make sure it's formatted correctly. Don't put any other folders on it just yet. Just put that firmware on it. If it's zipped when you download it from Krikzz, make sure you unzip it on the computer. Get the file out. Just put the naked file on the SD card. Okay? So I'm going to put this back in here, and I'll continue talking in a minute. Just give me a sec. Okay guys, so I've put the EverDrive in my Mega Drive console, and just like I said, this is your first instruction, Mega EverDrive Core. That's the latest firmware. Your Mega EverDrive will recognize that, and what it's going to do is, it's already been installed here, but it installs it on screen for you, so you don't have to go extracting anything on the computer to get the root folders organized, you know, to get your save and your snap and or whatever, you know. It'll extract everything on screen for you. It does this install firmware. I don't have to install firmware because I've already done it, but the first thing that it will do is it'll install the firmware with that, you know, that file there, and it'll take probably half a minute, and then you'll have all your root folders sorted, and that's that. And once that's done, then you can take the micro SD card back out, put it back into your adapter, put it in your SD card slot in the PC, and go and get the rest of your folders which have all the games in them, and you can mix that in with a lot. Then when you turn it on again, it'll look like this, and it's different to the Mega EverDrive X7. With the Mega EverDrive X7, you press A to bring up all the folders. You don't do that here. If you press A, you get this. You get install firmware, you know, file info. So you got to press C. If you press C and you go to System folder, and then you press A, you'll see all the root folders and plus all the folders that I've added. Now I've left the extracted root folders as they were from the firmware. So they're all the ones that are not in capital letters. They're all in lowercase. So you got BIOS, you know, EDAP, converter, game data, mappers, system core, system data, themes. All the rest is just my stuff that I've added in, and the capital letter folder names of the stuff that I've added in. So you got broken unfinished Sonic hacks, you know, full motion videos, Master System ROMs, 32X ROMs, Mega CD region BIOS, Mega compilation packs, Mega Drive ROMs, you know, everything else. So I suppose now I'll get to showing you everything else. Where do I go from here? What do we got here? Options, yeah. If you go into options, you get this. You get pretty much all the options that you have on the X7, but a little bit more. You get your in-game menu. You can choose to turn that on or off. Your Mega Key, it lets you play most region-locked games. Not all of them, because I know Bugs Bunny Double Trouble doesn't work with the Mega Key on. I think that's the only game that doesn't work with the Mega Keys on or off, but all the rest do. But it was like that on the other EverDrives too, so that's not a fault with the core. But yeah, if you turn Mega Key on, 99% of the games will work that were region locked. And you got cheats. You can have cheats on or off, so you can put Game Genie and Pro Action Replay codes in just like before. SMS BIOS, you can choose to have that on or off. You've got the YM2413, FM Master System add-on built in, just like before. You can choose to add that on or off. I'll leave it on for now. File sorting, I have that on because if I turn that off, all the files are just all over the place. It's got a new option here for warnings. I suppose that's to tell you if something goes wrong. In-game combo is interesting. I've messed around with this. Basically, this is like your hotkeys. You can change it around if you want. Like in-game menu to bring up the in-game menu for the Sega Mega Drive games. It's down and start. As you can see there on the bottom, it says Mega SMD down and start. I can change the hotkeys if I want. I can do any combination I want to bring up the in-game menu. Same with the Sega Master System, because I can save state on Master System games on here as well. That's an added bonus. So I've made that up left together with the B button. Up, left, B, and C. It's 4 buttons. You have to press 4 buttons to bring up the in-game menu. I'll show you that in a minute. So that's that. I'm not sure whether they have quick save state, quick load state. I mean, they're not really useful. It just brings up the point where you last brought up the in-game menu. It's not actually when you last made a save state or a load or a load. It just brings up the last point in the game where you brought up the in-game menu. It's a bit unnecessary, but I suppose it's there. Then we got real-time clock set up. So I've got this fixed. So this is the actual time now as I'm doing this video. So it says it's just past 9 o'clock p.m. 9:05. That is the date, the 3rd of October 2025. Eastern Standard Time here in Australia. Funny thing is, it's daylight savings tomorrow, so I'm going to have to push this forward to like that next. I'll have to push it forward. Might just do that now. Yeah. Okay, so I've jumped an hour forward, so I don't have to do it later because it's daylight savings. We have to put our clocks forward an hour. So I thought, might as well just do it now. So that's that. You can run Mega CD device info if you want to see all this. Just before I show some games, it tells you about your battery. That's interesting. See, it says 3.04 volt. It lets you know if your battery runs dry, or if it's starting to go sour. So you can maybe change it in time. It tells you, keeps record of how many games you've played on. It says there I've played 164. It tells you, yeah, of course, Power 50. My system is Power 50. That's what I'm going to be using. We can run diagnostics tests just like before on the X7. Everything's passing. Yeah. About. Just like before, it tells you, developed by Krikzz. Interesting. It says it's made in Ukraine. I thought Krikzz moved to Spain when Vladimir Putin started invading Ukraine with what's going on at the moment. I'm highly surprised if he's still in the Ukraine making these. because I do remember hearing. I remember at one point back in just after the invasion started with Russia. I remember everybody was worried about Krikzz. We hadn't heard from him for months, and then all of a sudden he dropped a comment saying he was safe. He was in Spain. He moved to Spain to get away from it, so I don't know what's going on. But it'd be interesting if he's still there in Ukraine. Maybe he's in a safe spot. I don't know. Good luck to him. Yeah, so we got a recently played list. All the stuff I've been looking at. And, yeah, so there's some interesting things about this Mega EverDrive Core. Some things it can do that the X7 could not do that I really like. And the one thing that one of those things is that it plays the really large ROMs, like, where is it? Sonic Delta. This is like a dream come true. I can finally play Sonic Delta Origins because I can save state now. This is a huge game. And I was never able to play this in the past because the game is so big. It's Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles all joined together. It's like a continuous thing. But I could never play it before because on the X7, it plays the game on the X7, but you can't bring up the save state. You can't bring up the in-game menu. It doesn't work for large games that use custom ROM types, like this one. But it works here. So I've started playing it, not with Knuckles, but I'll bring up the in-game menu. So that's what the new in-game menu looks like. You have... Interesting, on the X7 you only had one save per game. On here you have about 97, I think, yeah. See, I've got 97 slots. And it keeps track, it has the date on the bottom of when you made your last save state. So, slot 1 was, we'll load this one. There we go. After Labyrinth Zone, you get these little cutscenes like in Sonic 3 Knuckles, to show that you're progressing, it's joining onto the next zone. Yeah, so if we go back to the in-game menu, which it comes up really quickly, we'll go to the newest one, which was done yesterday, last time I played it. And I just finished the Sonic 1 portion of the game. Tails is airlifting me to West Side Island. So the next zone is obviously going to be Emerald Hill. But I'm like a kid in a candy store because I can finally play this. I don't have to play it in one sitting. I can't play this in one sitting. It'll take me a week. I'm not like speedrunners. I don't like to just speed through the game. I like to take my time. So having save states is good because I don't have time to sit down and, you know, play it in one sitting. I've got to play for 40 minutes, get up and do something else. And, yeah. And then come back to it. But that's Sonic Delta Origins. I'll just exit the game for a second. So the save states are definitely working. Yeah, when you press A on the ROM file, you get this menu. That's your game data list. So it mentions the saves. You can still preview them like before. See, that was the first one I showed you, and that was the second one at a later point in the game. Whoops, I went back too far, didn't I? Where's Sonic Delta? Yeah, so we'll go back to that menu. You have you can bring up your cheats. You can even name your cheats now, like say, Invincible, or you know, Infinite Lives, or a Master Code, or whatever. You know, you can name them. You have ROM info. So surprisingly, this game is using a custom ROM type mapper called Delta from Israel Neto. But on the funny thing is, on the X7, my old X7, it just says SSF ROM type. So, which is the Super Street Fighter 2, you know, bang switching ROM type that it used. But here it's saying Delta 14. So maybe it's a clone of the SSF ROM type. So it's interesting. Not that that matters, but yeah, it shows you all your information there, your ROM region and whatnot. Configure. I don't like to fool around. I don't like to touch this. You can change, you know, what it says: Japan, USA, Europe, world. And you can even change the save type. But I don't like messing around with it, because I just want to leave it as it is. It makes no difference if you change it to this or any of these, and it's a region lock game. It's not going to play in your region. You have to use that mega key. So the configuration is not that useful when it comes to region. Maybe save type it does, but I don't want to touch it. I mean, that's just me. I just want to make sure it's still okay. Yep. Yeah, okay. I don't want to fiddle with that, so we'll get out of there. But that's basically that. What else? I can't show you that. Rick Astley, never going to give you up, because I'll get a copyright strike. That's just a full motion video. So it plays large files. It won't play Earthian, because Earthian I think is close to 8 megabytes. See, ROM size is too big. Zero Wing, one of my favourite games. I could binge on this game all day, every day. I love it. But one of my favourite, I think it is my most favourite shoot 'em up. I think I've got the cheats installed on this. Yep. See, they just walk into me and die, and I still get the points. I've put the cheats in already. Okay, let's get out of that. Recently played. Now, I'll start getting in talking about the Master System side of things. Now, Master System side of this EverDrive Core is interesting because the games sort of behave a little bit differently depending on whether you have your Mega Drive attached to the Mega CD or not, which is really weird because with the X7, some Master System games didn't like it when you had your Mega Drive connected to the Mega CD. Where with this one, the Mega EverDrive Core, the Master System games play better when it's connected to the Mega CD add-on, which is really bizarre. And you know, I'll just show you. Like, one of the things I had trouble with was to get the SMS BIOS running, because like my good friend Josh Russell, Retro Gaming. He likes to use the SMS BIOS, and I like to use the SMS BIOS too. He got me into it. It's just for nostalgic reasons. Like, you get this folder here, which is one of the folders that it'll extract on the screen for you when you first install that firmware. And it's got a README here. It tells you what to do. It says put your BIOS files here, SMS BIOS.sms. That's how it has to be. It's not like on the X7 where you put the Europe, USA, and then put the .sms. It's got to be exactly what it says there, SMS BIOS.sms. And then it just adds Master System BIOS. This one isn't necessary. SMS mode can work without BIOS, which is true. It's just there simply for cosmetic reasons, you know, authenticity. But I like it. So it's got to be in that folder. So that's that. Master System games. I'll show you what it's like with the SMS BIOS. This is the one that I chose because that's the one I had when I was a kid, the Master System Model 2 with Alex Kidding Miracle World built in. That's how it looked. So yeah, this is one of my ROM hacks from a few years back. I can't bring up the in-game menu on this game, but it's really weird because upstairs on the Analog Mega SG, I can bring up the in-game menu on this game on the Analog Mega SG, but it won't work on this one. It won't work on the Mega EverDrive Model 1. So I'm just going to press reset. Okay, I'll go to another game where we can use save states. There's plenty of them. So we'll go to Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I've made a save state on this already. It should still work. Let's see, you press, how did I have the hotkeys? I had up, left, and B and C. So we'll press those four together. And there's your in-game menu for Master System. So I've made a save state. Let's load it. Yep, that's where I put it. We're up with the invincibility. So yeah, we can reset the game without having to physically get up off the couch and reset it. So we're just going to leave that game. I made a save state on one other game. I think it was Back to the Future 3. I just wanted, just to test it out, just to see what it's like. Where is it? Am I in the right place? Where's Back to the Future? Oh, there. I'm pretty sure I made a save on this. I'll see. Reminds me of the 90s seeing that logo like that on my Master System Model 2. I'm going to bring up the in-game menu and load the save state. Yep. So it's working. And guess what, guys? One of the great things about this EverDrive Core is that there was a few Master System games that didn't work properly on the Mega EverDrive X7. I can remember them all off by heart. It was The Jungle Book, The Lion King, Super Space Invaders, Sega Chess. There's a few others, but they're the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. So we'll go to Sega Chess. It works. It boots. It never worked on the Mega EverDrive X7, but it works on the Core. See? So that game's working. What else? What was the other one? Super Space Invaders, yes. that one did not work on the X7. It used to just repeat this intro over and over again with the writing on the screen. Yeah, it used to just loop this over and over again, this bit. But it's working here, see? I can get into the game. Funny, I've always had trouble with this game, you know. I remember Mum bought it for me when I was a kid and it was broken. It was faulty. It wouldn't... The PCB was broken, like you wouldn't even turn on. And then, you know, when I tried to play it on the X7 a couple of years back, it never worked. So it works here. Look, even the... Oh, no. It works, but the in-game menu doesn't work properly with it. See, I can't highlight anything. Now that I brought the in-game menu up, I can't get out. But it's better than before. At least the game works. And you can always take that out. You know, remember, you go to options, turn the in-game menu off. It'll not only turn the in-game menu off for Mega Drive games, it turns it off for the Master System games too, so you can just play them like normal. Yeah, I'm having fun here with these Master System ROMs. Let's go The Lion King. That was one that didn't work on the X7 either. It used to just give you a black screen, like after you'd hear the music, but then you wouldn't see anything after the title screen. It never actually started. It would just give you a black screen and you'd just hear the music. It works here. So we press start, we can get into the game. It starts. Ah, yeah, look at this. You couldn't do this on the X7. This game just would not work. There's roughly about 10 or 15 Master System games that just wouldn't work properly on the X7. Yep, the in-game menu is working. We'll just exit here. It works with the Jungle Book because I was playing it yesterday just to check it out. I even made a save state. I'll show you. With this game, it used to only play up to the bonus stage where you're crossing the elephants, and then after that it would just reset back to the beginning. You could never get to stage 4. But it works on this because I got past it. I got to the river. So that glitch that used to happen on the X7 doesn't happen here. I'm showing you all these games so you know that these problematic games on the old X7 work here. So I'm going to load my state. There we go, I'm at the river. See, I've passed the bonus stage. Wow, look at those graphics. That looks pretty good for Master System. You got to admit. I'm a-crossing the river, yeah, oh yeah. I'm a big, huge, naughty, hairy thing there. And I like to eat lots of food. I like to drink, oh yeah. I love my video games, yes I do. Alright, so all those games work. There's no issue there. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I am going to disconnect the Mega CD from the Mega Drive and show you how different the Master System games behave. Some of them don't play properly, and the SMS BIOS doesn't work. I'm not joking. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something I've done, but the SMS BIOS, that the Sega logo that you see before every Master System game, it will just say software error when it finishes. It won't actually load the game, and it's nothing to do with the checksum or anything. I've made sure the checksum is fixed. I've made sure it's fixed on with all the games that it runs when it does the check. I don't know what it is, and Sonic 1 is actually a bit glitchy. So I'll just pause this and then show you. Okay guys, I've just disconnected the Mega Drive from the Mega CD. Now this is really weird. I can't get to the bottom of this. This is something that didn't happen on the X7, but it happens on this. It doesn't matter what game I go to. You go to boot the game, it'll show the BIOS, but it gives you a software error. See, it does this no matter what game you pick. And the only way to fix it is to press the reset button on the Mega Drive. You can bypass that, of course. You just turn it off here, and the game will start. But see how it's a bit glitchy? See, look at the clouds. Something's just not quite right. I don't know why it's like that. So I'll just show you Sonic 1 again. Sonic the Hedgehog. See how it's glitchy where his hand is. It's only like this when it's not connected to the Mega CD attachment. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something I've done. It can't be the BIOS because I've got the BIOS turned off. If I turn the BIOS on, I can't get into the game. So it's strange that it behaves better with the attachment when they usually behave better without the attachment. As you'll see here, it'll go all glitchy. Oh, it didn't that time. Oh yeah. See, something's flashing. See, look at that. Why does it do that? Will my save still work? Yep. That's just strange. It's just a strange thing. I don't know. I can't seem to fix it. I don't know why it does that. But I have discovered that even if your Mega CD attachment you haven't got any power going through it, as long as you've got it like physically attached to the Mega Drive, the games, the Master System games, and the BIOS will run properly. It just needs to be connected for some reason, even if you haven't got any power running through your Mega CD, even if it's just sitting there, you know. But it's got to be physically connected to get that to work properly. It's just strange. I don't know if anybody else is having this problem or this issue, but it's just the BIOS will not work if the Mega Drive and the Mega CD are disconnected, and some games come up a bit glitchy. That's just how it is, and it behaves differently upstairs on the analog Mega SG. With my analog Mega SG, if I've got it connected to the Mega CD, I can't use the pause button. The pause button is disabled for some reason. On the analog Mega SG, the pause button is mapped to the start button of your Mega Drive Genesis controller, but it doesn't work. And even when you press the pause button on the Mega EverDrive Core itself, it's got the pause button on it itself, it doesn't work. Yet when you disconnect the analog Mega SG from the Mega CD attachment, everything runs perfectly. The BIOS works. The pause function works. The games aren't glitchy. So it's just strange how it behaves differently. You know, it must depend on what model you're running it on. Like I'm using a VA4 November 1991 Power Sega Mega Drive Model 1 here with the headphone jack. That's what's got written on the PC on the motherboard. It's got VA4 November 1991. But it's just strange. So I'm just going to attach them again. Just give me a sec. Alright, I've got it attached again. So now Sonic will run better. It'll run with virtually no issues. You won't get that glitchy thing near the hand. See? Near the finger. Just to prove it, I'll go through the level again. See, these are details that you need to know. I didn't want to drag the video on this long though, but it's just the way I do it. I like to go into a lot of detail for you. You need to know these things before you purchase it, because everyone's got a different taste. It's a different personal gaming experience for everyone. There's going to be features that you want. There's going to be features that you don't want. You need to know which features are good for you, which ones are not so good. See, it's not glitchy. It's fine. My saves, does that still work? Yep. So that's that. So we'll just go back to the Mega Drive stuff now. What can we play? We can what's that game that's got the virtual processing chip in it? Is it Virtual Racing? Yeah, that works on here. That's built into the firmware. I can run that just to show you. Enough about the Master System. Virtual Racing. There you go. This worked on the X7, but it's already got this built into the firmware now, whereas on the X7 you had to add it in separately when that came out. Alright, so that one works. Super Street Fighter 2, yeah, this will work. But I might as well show you because it's a key game. It's 5 megabytes, 40 megabits. It will work just fine. It's within the limit. Nothing glitchy, it's good. And guess what? You can bring up the in-game menu on this. You couldn't do this on the X7 because this was a large game. I'll show you. See? Isn't that great? That's a big plus in my book. And if you want to see the size, just go into ROM info. Don't go to configure, just go to ROM info. There you go. I was playing the Europe PAL version. Tells you what ROM type, see, SSF. Tells you what type of SRAM it's using. And all the other stuff. Yeah. I might just show you this folder. This is my main Sonic the Hedgehog ROMs folder. I mean, I've got so many ROM hacks in here, it's not funny. I've probably got the largest ROM hack collection there is. Look, I've got 8 main pages of Sonic ROM hacks with all these subfolders that have got tons of other stuff in them. Like, if we go to the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 folder, look, I've got 5 pages extras of all just Sonic 1 hacks. With only with small cosmetic changes, you know. And then you've got this folder here. It says Gavin Graham Sonic 1 Color Hacks. That's got 3 pages in of its own. So there's all this stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we've got 3 main pages. Yeah, over the years I've just been collecting them. See, I'm not really into Streets of Rage ROM hacks, like Streets of Rage 2, because I just find it's the same old thing all the time. They just put different characters, different sprites in the game, but it's the same thing, it's the same stages, it's the same soundtrack. I just don't really see much of the point. Like, at least with Sonic hacks, you get more variety. You get different levels, you get different music, different aesthetics, and, you know, all this other stuff. Yeah, I can play the Duke Denton version now, because that was... Yeah, see, it's just over 4 megabytes. It uses the 10 megabyte ROM type mapper, so it wouldn't save state before on the other one, but it saves states on this one. So we got all these folders, and then, you know, got Sonic Delta. That's got all that. So I love Sonic ROM hacks, you know, and I like to share them with the public. You know, I got them all from the internet, and I like to put them back on the internet. You know, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I'm not stealing them. I'm not saying they're mine. Yeah, so that's a lot of Sonic ROM hacks there. SMS BIOS, that's where we got all the BIOS. So there's not really much left to talk about. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a shame, like I can't run... What is it? That game that leaked, Earthian, Yuzo Koshiro's game. And many people will say, oh, it's probably good, you know, because it leaked. It doesn't work on here. It won't play it because it's... See the size of it? It's nearly 8 megabytes. It's just a little bit too big. This goes over the limit. And I can't play Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy. That's what, see? 10 megabytes. It's huge. That's what, is it 80 megabits? So not only will it not work, it's telling me I have to disconnect the Mega CD because it's not a bank switching mapper. But even if I disconnect the Mega CD, I've already tried it. It won't. It'll just give me an error and say this game's too big. And then what else? Just only themes. You get a themes folder when it installs. It allows you to change the background. Like I've just got the plain default black one, but you know, you can set the theme. See? But I find these distracting. I don't really like them. Like when I'm trying to select a game, I want it to be as plain as possible. And there's another one here. Where is that folder? Themes. The Streets of Rage one, yeah. I don't like it. That's even worse because it's moving. Not like the rest of you. I kind of like it just plain black, like all the other EverDrives. That's perfect. That's maybe it's because I'm used to it like that, but I like it like that. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else off the top of my head before I finish this video that I haven't mentioned? I can't show you any 32X games because I don't. Oh, I do have a 32X, but I'm not going to attempt to hook it up. And I don't even see the point because it doesn't work properly. I mean, last time when I hooked my 32X on here, there's something wrong with the visual display. Because, I don't know if you know, but the 32X still uses the Mega Drive color palette for one layer. It has 2 layers. One layer it uses the Mega Drive color palette, and then it uses its own 32X color palette for the other half. And I noticed, like, last time I was playing it, I think I was playing Mortal Kombat 2 on it, that the backgrounds were, they were shaking. It was shaking, but the sprites weren't shaking, because the sprites were using the Mega Drive color palette, I think, but the backgrounds and everything were using the 32X color palette, and it was shaking, and I couldn't figure out why it was doing that. And it got to the point where you couldn't play it. It was shaking so bad. But it only does it on the Model 1 Mega Drive here. If I hook up my 32X on a Model 2 Mega Drive, I've got plenty of Model 2s stashed away, you don't have that problem. So it works better with the Model 2. So I've never liked the 32X anyway. I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm telling you now, guys, the day is coming when somebody will make a 32X core, and we won't need that stupid add-on at all. I think the only reason why it hasn't been done yet is because it uses the analog picture quality. You know, someone's got to find a way to get around it, because we've got all these other cores. We've got, you know, the YM2413 FM sound for Master System games. We've got that core. We've got, you know, the Mega EverDrive Pro, for example. That's got, you can play Mega CD games without needing the physical attachment. That's a Mega CD core. But no one's made a 32X core yet. But the day is coming when I believe it will happen. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's anything else to really... Look, it looks like the video is going to be an hour again. Well, I'm sorry about that, but... yeah, that's about it. So I'll give you my final conclusion of what I think about the Mega EverDrive Core versus the Mega EverDrive X7 that I got 10 years ago. It's very hard for me to say which one's actually better, because the X7 can play large games, this one can't. But this one has more options in its menus than the X7 had, which I like. But I like the fact that the X7 can play larger games. So I'm sort of torn between the two, and I don't know which one I'm going to use going forward, because I really only got the core as a spare. Because I was originally looking for another X7, but they don't sell them anymore, and I couldn't find any second hand. So I had to get a core. I didn't want to get a Pro, it's too dear. But the core doesn't have as much memory as the Pro. But it's a lot cheaper. It's $100 cheaper. So I went with the core because I don't really care about playing Mega City. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I know what happened then. If my voice just suddenly cut out. The battery went flat on this camera, because I'm using it just for the audio now. Can you believe that? The battery is already dead. I had to go and get the extension cord and plug it into the PowerPoint just to finish this video. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm just trying to wrap it up. Yeah, I don't care for Mega City games, playing them on the EverDrive. I'd rather have the physical attachment, because I played the burned CDs that I've got. That's just me. So I didn't get the Pro, I got a core. Do I think it's worth the money? Yes, I do. I think if you're going to get a cheaper option rather than the Pro, get the core. I think it's worth it. As I've just showed you, it's pretty good. It's got all the standard features that you'd expect. You know, you can save state. You've got close to 100 slots. Not that you'd need that many. You can save state for Master System games, and the Master System save states work on the, like I said before, on the analog Mega SG. I dare say it'd probably work on the Mega Retron HD as well from Hyperking, because that's a one-chip clone as well. Yeah, so going forward, I'm probably going to have to switch between the two, because I've got a personal problem. It doesn't happen with you guys, but all my save states are still on the X7, and I can't transfer them over to the core. And some of the games I've been playing here, like Zero Wing, I've been at that since 2019. I've just been saving. Like, it's the tower plane shooters on the Mega Drive, they just loop. When you finish them, they loop over and over again, and you keep going, you keep scoring points. I've already got like over 70 million points on that game. And I've tried to move my save state over to the core, but it won't accept it. It's a different save file. That's a different operating system here. It's all different. So, is it better than the X7 V2? I'd probably tie it. I swear to God, I think they're tied. The core has more features, but it can't play those large games, but the X7 can. Even with all the flaws of the X7, like I showed you those Master System games, they do not work on the X7 properly. And, you know, large Mega Drive games, you can't bring up the in-game menu, whereas you can on the Core, but you can still play the really large games like Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy and what's the other one I mentioned? Earthian. Yeah. So, it's worth getting. Alright. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to end it here. Alright. Stay safe and I'll catch you later. Bye now.